Morning everybody, how you doing? We'll try and keep this brief today because I did a whole rant yesterday on an old phone that I found. It's an old Samsung, and I'll tell you how old it is. You've got access to the battery on the back. You can actually replace the battery on the Samsung. That's how old it is. Anybody that doesn't know, the reason why you can no longer access your battery or change your batteries in your phone is because of the 7/7 terror attack in London. Because the terrorist, he tried to detonate the bomb, but it wasn't working. His battery in his phone was dead that he was using to detonate the bomb. So he quickly got off the bus, went into a phone shop, got a new battery, plugged it into the phone, and then detonated the bomb. So that's why you no longer have access to the batteries in the back of your phone. It's all because of that. Anyway, I digress. You learn something new every day, don't you? So yeah, I did a whole rant yesterday and I was messing about, and I pressed on it to watch it back, and apparently pressing on it to watch it back deleted it. So yeah, I lost a whole rant yesterday. That's why there was no video yesterday. I didn't have time to do another one because I was getting the house sorted. I was doing the garden yesterday, trying to get it so we can at least go and relax in the garden. And now there's a dog walker, which is great. I'll come back in a minute when he's gone past. Morning mate, how you doing? Hello. You alright mate? Alright. Hello, what are you doing? Yeah, I don't like to get people on camera now after the privacy complaint that I got that took down my live stream. So I'm a bit worried about getting people on camera now about that as well, while I'm on the subject. So what I'm going to do in future, I'm not going to live stream the events when I go to them. The live stream when I watched it back and it was pretty poor and pretty shit. And I've been told that Prism app doesn't really improve it that much when you're out and about. And I always think you get better quality when you do video. Just a magpie, don't want any bad luck. Yeah, so from now on what I'm going to do is I'll probably record those events on GoPro and stuff like that, and then I'll upload them to Rumble, and then I'll link to the Rumble video in a YouTube video telling you where it is to go and watch it and that type of thing. If I'm going to do those sort of events in future, all other content will be uploaded as normal once I get a new phone. I still haven't got a new phone yet. I've got to wait for that. Loads of people have donated to me on the Buy Me a Coffee site, and I can't access it without a phone, which is just irony. There's literally a load of money in there that I can't access because I haven't got a phone yet. It's just crazy. So the money I need to get a phone I can't access until I get a phone. So I've got to wait until I get paid now to get a phone, which is going to be about a couple of weeks. That's a week. So yeah, I'm going to try and do everything I can on this GoPro for the time being and just upload it when I get back. But it has hindered me to some extent because I'd normally just do a quick short video, or I'd do a screenshot video, screen recording video about something that I've seen on Twitter. It is kind of holding me back in that regard, doing videos like that, but normal service like that will resume. It'll probably just be a video a day like this going forward until I can get a new phone. I have seen one. It's a reconditioned, refurbished phone that I'm going to get. It's not brand new, and yeah, I'm taking out the insurance on it this time. I'm going to get it insured for theft and that sort of thing. So if it does get stolen in the future, it'll just be replaced. I think that's if I'm going to do these sort of things, I need to be prepared. And it's just, again, it's like what I was saying in my first video when I came back. They've not really achieved anything. The only thing they've achieved is making me more prepared for the future. So let's talk about some issues, some topics, shall we? Let's talk about Nigel Farage. So Nigel Farage, because this was in my rant yesterday that I deleted. Nigel Farage is making a proper arse of himself lately, isn't he? His VE Day rant about everything, you know, where he had a go. I mentioned this in the live stream as well, where he had to go at Rupert Lowe and that type of stuff. He just can't help himself, can he? He just can't help himself but make himself look a prize absolute tit. And this is our train of thoughts coming back now. I remember what I was going to talk about. So, for a party like Reform to be saying they're for the people, they're going to do all this stuff, they're going to change the country. Who was it that tabled a motion in Parliament to protect our free speech? Was it Reform Party? Was it Nigel Farage? Was it Richard Tice? Was it Lee Anderson? Did they do that? No. It was Rupert Lowe. Rupert Lowe tabled a motion in the House of Parliament to protect free speech in this country. And I believe the motion was, it covered a whole host of topics like being allowed to criticise religion. Religion shouldn't be off the table regarding criticism or anything like that. And it shouldn't be. Anything that's political, anything that is organised or is an establishment and has influence over the people of this country should be up for criticism. It's as simple as that. The government, institutions, and that sort of thing. Nothing should be off the table regards to criticism. There shouldn't be any particular group of people that are protected from criticism, especially when they start doing extremely dodgy things. And that's what Rupert Lowe has put forward. He said, yeah, free speech, it should be enshrined in law. Every citizen of this country has free speech. Everybody's allowed to criticise. And this was in my rant yesterday, because a society without free speech is a dangerous society. Because how do people let off their anger? They talk about it. They go out in the street, they shout about it, they protest about it. And they vent their anger, and that's like a pressure release valve for society. What happens if that release mechanism is stopped? It's blocked. It can no longer happen. Well, JFK had the right idea about this. What did JFK say about this? He said, if you make peaceful revolution impossible, you make violent revolution inevitable. And that's what he was talking about. He was talking about the fact that if you block the outlets, if you censor people, if you block free speech, then you make violent confrontation inevitable, because people will have no other outlet than to turn violent. At the present, you know, people will go out on the streets, they'll have a protest march, they'll get it out of the system, and that will be the end of it. They'll have their say and they'll feel better for it. But if they go on a protest and they say things that are a little bit spicy, a little bit controversial, and the next day they get their door kicked in and they're arrested for for hurty words that they said because somebody somewhere might have taken offence about it, that's when you're looking at a societal collapse. That's when you're looking at, yeah, the country's becoming a powder keg, which it is at the minute. So, further to that story, the gentleman that burnt the Quran in Manchester, apparently, oh God, what's his name? Jenrick, I can't remember his first name. Jenrick, he stepped in and he wrote a letter to, I think it was it the head of the CPS, asking them why a man was being prosecuted for causing alarm to a religious organisation, because that's not illegal in this country. Blasphemy laws in this country were repealed, abolished in 2008, and quite rightly, you know, it's Robert Jenrick, and Robert Jenrick said that we don't want blasphemy laws coming back via the back door, and the way they're doing it is through the Equalities Act, because religious belief is a protected characteristic, which I don't believe it should be. I don't think your religion should be a protected characteristic. That's something you believe in. It's not like it's your skin colour or anything like that. It's not racism, it's just what you believe. And what you believe should be up for debate, it should be up for criticism, because if that belief is dangerous, it needs to be criticised. It shouldn't be protected. And that's what Robert Jenrick said. That's why we don't have blasphemy laws in this country anymore, because we do believe in free speech. That's part of our culture. That's part of our democracy. And democracy cannot exist without free speech. It can't. At the minute, we don't have democracy in this country because we don't have free speech for everybody, do we? And let's look at else what Nigel Farage hasn't signed up to, or any of the reform people haven't signed up to. Look at what they said before the election, this massive U-turn they did, when they said, oh yeah, now we're going to deport all illegal immigrants. We're going to have a minister of deportations. And have they signed the bill that Rupert Lowe brought to Parliament about deporting all illegal immigrants? Not one of them has signed that bill. So that should tell you everything you need to know. You know, if you truly believe that you want to change the country and you want to put country first and not be like the other mainstream parties where it's party before country, you put aside any personal differences you have with anybody, because the most important thing is the country. So you would think, yeah, right, we'll put our personal differences aside with Rupert, we'll sign his bill, and we'll prove that we're team players, we'll prove that we are the party that's going to change this country. But they haven't done that. So the two main things in this country that are really affecting people at the minute, which is illegal immigration and the lack of free speech, the Reform Party hasn't signed up to either of those bills brought by Rupert Lowe. Have they? And like I said in all my videos, it's actions, not words, that will convince me that you are who you say you are, and you're going to do what you say you do. Look at Rupert Lowe, right? Nigel Farage called him insignificant. He's one man, he's insignificant. Yet Rupert Lowe has crowdfunded a private investigation, a private grooming gang inquiry, and now that's taking place, investigations are taking place. He's done something that Nigel Farage was never going to do. Nigel Farage is just a bandwagon jumper. Remember before the election when he said, oh, we'll come up with some policy about deporting all illegal immigrants, but we'll tell you what that policy is after the local elections. And that should have told everybody what these people are about. They're not interested in deporting illegal immigrants. That was just to get people to vote for them, to get more votes in the pot. And they'll make an excuse and say, oh, it's an impossibility. I've U-turned, I've decided that it's still a political impossibility and I've got no ambition to do it. That's what will happen. That's what will happen. Right, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. It's 12 minutes long, this video. So have a good day, everybody. It's a beautiful day out. Get outside, go and enjoy it while you can, and just enjoy it. This is Vindicator. Sign off. I shall see you in the next video.